6ix9ine still sucks. He's a garbage ass rapper who blew up from lying about his lifestyle. Y'all really thought a rainbow haired motherfucker was a real gangster? Y'all dumb as fuck. So why am I making a second video on him? Well, my first video wasn't good enough in my opinion. I feel like I could have said a lot more about him, and I may have also said something about Akon that I probably shouldn't have said. I apologize for that. It was uncalled for. In that same video I did acknowledge that it was a legendary song and he's a very talented artist, and 6ix9ine fucked the whole song up. This is why you don't touch classics. You can't replicate a classic. But anyway, a lot has changed since I made my video on 6ix9ine. In 2020, he just got released from prison and released another album, peaked at number 4 on the Billboard 200. His debut album peaked at number 2 on the same chart. Things seemed to be going good for him at the time. Then he released his third album 3 years later, and it didn't chart on any charts at all. Nobody knew that he even released another album, and on top of that, because he spent so much money on chains, fast cars, and mansions, he owed $8 million in taxes, and the IRS ended up taking all his shit. And at this point he was already irrelevant, so he thought of a way to get noticed again. I started seeing him again when he appeared on Vlad TV, and then he started collaborating with kick streamers, Aiden Ross, Neon, Jackass Doherty, Cuff'em, yeah, all the terrible ones, because those are the only types of people who would actually allow him to stream with them. He was so desperate for relevancy that he went to Jack Doherty of all people. And Aiden is still buddies with DJ Academics, who literally groomed a 15-year-old boy on stream. Why did y'all allow DJ Academics to have a career after that? I liked the energy we had with EDP445. He got banned from every platform, and he was publicly shamed to no end. His username literally became a nickname for pedophiles. How come we never had that same energy towards other predators? 6ix9ine sexually abused a 13-year-old girl on camera. I remember first hearing about it when Trippie Redd said he didn't want to work with pedophiles. 6ix9ine somehow avoided becoming a registered sex offender because he was 18 when it happened, and because of youthful offender laws in New York, he was instead sentenced to 1,000 hours of community service. If it was in any other state, he would have been a registered sex offender. However, because of several other crimes he ended up being convicted of in 2018, he would have been facing up to 47 years in prison. I remember a lot of kids in my school were saying free 6ix9ine, and I was one of the few people who didn't give a fuck. He realized he would become irrelevant in 47 years, so he decided to snitch on everybody he ever knew. Hip hop culture is very anti-snitching, and he lost a lot of street credibility because of it. But at that point he didn't really care, because he could just make music and clout chase his way back into relevancy. However, his past wouldn't exactly go away that easily. During his peak popularity, he was known as a gangster rapper. That's what his music was representing. But he wasn't really all about that life. He didn't grow up in the streets like that. But he later got involved with a real gang and used his affiliation with the 9 Tree Bloods for marketing purposes. I never believed he was really all about that life. I mean, look at him. He always looked out of place in his own music videos. A Hispanic dude with rainbow hair, come on. He looks like a fucking clown. Back in those days, I used to laugh at him, not with him. I could never take him seriously with his Skittles grill and rainbow hair. Anyone who thought he was a real gangster must be feeling real stupid now. He ended up snitching on everyone he ever knew to shorten his sentence down to 0 years. And also because the same gang he used to hang out with kidnapped, pistol whipped, and robbed him. After learning that, I kinda don't blame him for snitching. But he would also admit that he would have became irrelevant when his original sentence was over, and he didn't want to be forgotten about. He was released in April 2020, but was under house arrest for 4 months. This is when he made his comeback to music. No more gangster rap, since he lost all his street credibility from the snitching, but his past would eventually catch up to him. 3 years later, he was attacked by 3 guys at the LA fitness restroom. I know it was 3 guys because they recorded themselves doing it and posted it on Snapchat for everyone to see. Ironically, in the video they called him a snitch. What is with motherfuckers talking about stop snitching, yet they end up snitching on themselves by posting it on the internet? Did y'all not learn anything from the Boondocks episode? but judging from the video I saw, they fucked him up pretty badly. It was just him by himself, no security, but he had no chance against those 3 dudes. He was outnumbered. But this goes back to what I was talking about. He built a reputation off of acting hard and being about that life. He even said on the Breakfast Club, "Test my gangster." Well, it was tested numerous times, and he failed all of those times because it was all just a gimmick. But he did get arrested a few more times since his 2020 release, the most recent one being because of him violating the terms of his supervised release. They found out that he had drugs in his home, and he tested positive for meth. Jesus Christ, 6ix9ine. What the hell happened? If you remember the video I made on Aiden Ross in the same month, he turned himself in January of this year and was released after 3 months in jail, which means he's a free man again. But apparently he is going to stop making music and focus on his streaming career.
Are you gonna drop any music, go on a tour, do any?
I told you I'm fully focusing on streaming.
Streaming? Yeah, you should, bro.
If I
That's
did,
what I like to hear.
Honest, there's rappers now, it's just so saturated, and I feel like you'll make way more money and
no,
on
it's not.
streaming.
It's not even that. It's just I know what I'm good at.
You're so good at this shit.
You're natural.
About fucking time. No more garbage music. I heard a lot of his music back in the day. None of that shit was impressive to me. It was trash. And he would choose the most random song titles for no reason. The last song he did was also trash as fuck. It was the one he did with Aiden Ross and Cuff'em, which was supposed to be a diss track towards Doechii. I already talked about Aiden Ross and his beef with Doechii back in January, so I'll spare you the details. But before the video ends, I would like to say one more thing. I hate the stupid wigs he wears. His natural hair looks good. I don't see a reason why he would even wear those fuck ass wigs to cover it up.